I told you, no hesitation here on Little Brown Jug Day. We have the one and only Hall of Famer Dave Miller on the headset in the back paddock. There's Dave. Hey, Dave, thanks for being part of the program here. Listen, you got here earlier this week. I really just wanted to see what you felt when you pulled in that gate off of Route 23. It's a little bit weird, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot different, you know, not to see any, you know, fans or even in Midway or, yeah, definitely different.
The campers as well. Now, you remember back to your first Little Brown Jug. You had a nice chat with Bob Hayden the other day. Tell us about it.
I think Brett Hanover won that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding you, Dave.
Jeez.
You know, I was informed today by my cousin that I was here in 1970.
Huh.
You're like, thanks, but no thanks.
Most happy fellow won it that year. But the only one that I remember, the first one I remembered was Keith Stonor, 1976.
Okay, 1976. I think that's the year the Meadowlands opened. So how about that? That was way back. You know, there have to be just so many amazing memories going through your head performing out on this strip. Give us a couple of them. I mean, I know we can't talk all day, but
yeah. You know, like when I first came here, you know, I was just a kid, and at the time, you know how technology is now. You can follow these horses, see them, but like back then, you know, I seen Governor Skipper up close, and I was like amazed, and just, you know, the stables and the drivers, and you know what, you're finally seeing them in person, you know, and like it's, you know, I was a bit starstruck.
You've won 5 Little Brown Jugs. I always like to think that maybe, you know, the most special day you had was back in 2003 when you swept it with no pan intended. But you won 10 races that day. How on earth did you accomplish that?
Yeah, it was my day. You got to have those here, you know. You got to have things working your way, that's for sure.
And just going back, David, you know, to people that are watching that are under 30, there was no seeing races. You might see a simulcast here and again, one on a card, or you'd have to read about it in Horseman and Fairworld magazine. So, I mean, the horses and drivers, you'd see black and white pictures of them. That was about it.
Right. I didn't go that far back, but all my pictures have been in color.
Well, with the purple colors, you know, it plays off a little bit better in those kinds of photos. Go ahead, Wendy.
Hey, Dave, it's Wendy. What's going on?
Just getting ready for today.
Good to see you.
Yep. Good to be here.
So I was in Lexington Sunday. I mean, what a show you put on down there, friend.
Yeah. You know, I had a good day. I had some really good horses, and you know what? They all showed up, and we had a great day. That's
what it's all about, right?
Yep.
Dave, today, who do you have that you're driving that impresses you?
You know what? I got quite a few drives, you know, but I don't really have a favorite that I can say, you know what, I guarantee this thing won't lose. You know, it's just going to have to work out the best trips I can, and, you know, maybe get lucky.
Some days those are the best days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you don't have too much to expect, but they just sometimes just shake out to be the best days.
Right. You never know what can happen. But let's take a look at the 2 that you have in the 75th anniversary Little Brown Jug. You are seeking your 6th. You're the all-time leader there, I think. Later Dudes will show up for a brand new barn this afternoon. Nancy Tactor, and we had her on the headset briefly yesterday, and I said, well, you got Later Dudes into your barn, and what is the very first thing you did to him? You know the story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and expound upon that.
Yeah, they lightened him up a couple pounds there. So, you know what? I had raced him for Brian, and I told her, I said, you know what? I agree with you on that one. I thought the horse really was having some attitude problems and definitely wasn't putting out all he's got. So we'll see if it worked, you know. I mean, sometimes that turns him right around, you know, and sometimes it doesn't. So.
Well, he's going to the gate for some great Ohio connections there. The Country Club Acres, Joe Sobraco, Acadia Farms, and JCK2 Properties. It's got to be a little extra special when you can win the Little Brown Jug for Ohio people.
Oh, definitely. Those are the best ones, you know. I tell you what, I've had some really good memories with the Canadian connections, too. I mean, they really love the Little Brown Jug, all the Canadians do, and you know what? I think, matter of fact, all five of my jugs have been either Canadians or Ohioans. So,
that's a pretty good split.
Yeah, you know what? It's been pretty cool.
In the second elimination, that's the 16th race. You were not your horse Cattle Wash didn't get much love from the post gods, but I read some comments from trainer Ronnie Burke that he thinks he's got him heading in the right direction now after a couple of health problems.
Yeah, you know what? He his last couple of starts, he's been you know, sharp, you know, and racing really well. But you know, he drew bad. He drew bad in a field that looks to me like there's going to be a lot of action. So, you know, I know what the game plan is, but maybe I have to see what happens when the gate folds.
How much fun are you going to have today?
I have a good time here, you know, and like, you know, a lot of my family's here, and I get to hang out with them and shoot the breeze with them, and you know, and it's nice if you can win some races, you know. It just makes for a good day.
Almost a little less pressure today because you're not on any like big odds-on favorite.
No, but I mean, I'm still looking to get to that winner's circle.
You always are, and that's why we love talking to you, and that's why we love watching you, Dave Miller, in the Hall of Fame for a reason. Hey, thanks so much for taking a couple of minutes. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you in front of us. We're in our nice new grandstand set here, heading back into the winner's circle where you belong. Have a great day, buddy.
Thanks,
Okay.
Dave.
All right, guys. Thanks
Dave
a lot.
Miller, the all-time leading driver here at the Delaware County Fair. Race 1 Pacers, an Ohio Breeders' Championship leg for over $62,000, ready to go. Here's Jason Settlemore with the call.
Thanks, gang. The first race, Ohio Breeders' Championship First Division, 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers, sponsored by Post Printing. A field of 6. Move it up and move it in. The gates swing to the top of the stretch, and here they come here in Delaware, Ohio to kick off Little Brown Jug Day. Field in motion. Big sound away. They're all fan pacing in the first race on Jug Day, and Laugh Again Hanover quick off the wings of the starting gate. Heart of Chewbacca up on the outside looking to circle to take the lead here. Hill Yeah come away racing in third. Caviar Sergeant is next there in fourth, followed in fifth by Calvinel in sixth, and trailing the field Take a Stand. In and out of the turn and onto the back stretch we go, and up top Heart of Chewbacca and Danny Noble dictating the fractions here, leading it by like a quarter. Gonna take him to the opening quarter in 28 3/5 into that far sweeping turn for the first time. Up top Heart of Chewbacca, Danny Noble with the lead by a length and a quarter. Laugh Again Hanover and Dexter Dunn right there, nose to helmet, racing into Hill Yeah racing third. A Caviar Sergeant races fourth, followed in fifth by Calvinel, and Take a Stand can still see them all. Straight alignment as they pass the stands for the first time, heading on into the payoff half. Heart of Chewbacca gonna roll them into the payoff half. Halfway home, 58-1. Second, Pano in 29-3. Second there from the inside, Laugh Again Hanover. Hill Yeah racing third. Caviar Sergeant racing fourth. Along the inside, fifth. That's Calvinel. Sixth and trailing the field, Take a Stand. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Heads are pointed towards three quarters, and Heart of Chewbacca and Danny Noble. No anxious moments so far. Laugh Again Hanover to the inside, racing into Hill Yeah, still there in third. Caviar Sergeant first over on the rim in fourth. Three quarters in 126 flat. They're pacing the final turn and heading for home. Heart of Chewbacca is going to be set down up top, but Laugh Again Hanover swinging off the rail as they turn for home. Less than a 16th to go here in Delaware, Ohio, and Heart of Chewbacca is going to take this field gate to wire. Laugh Again Hanover to go second. Third was the 3 Hill Yeah. It looked like Calvinel for fourth. Fifth there, Caviar Sergeant, in sixth, and to round out the field, Take a Stand. Time of the mile, 1:52 and 2/5. Razor Fast Track here in Delaware, Ohio.
I think Jason's right. That kind of gives us an idea of what we will be seeing throughout the afternoon. In Heart of Chewbacca, a colt with an awful lot of speed. Talked about the track record he set up at your place here, and just didn't get much luck running into Charlie May in that final.
Yeah, I mean, those two have kind of stuck out here towards the end of the year, and they finished 1-2 in the Sire Stakes final. When Heart of Chewbacca made the front, what was the opening quarter, 28 and change. That was pretty much all she wrote. Came home final quarter in 26 and change, I want to say. So Laugh Again Hanover, you know, even though he had the pocket trip, was not going to catch him off of that.
Yeah, Dexter Dunn gave his colt every chance there, and even, you know, loomed a little bit out of the pocket. But I think even in his mind, he knew they were sprinting so fast up front, it was going to be impossible to catch Mr. Noble. The Burke Brigade colt, owned by Dennis Owens, Norman Ray Racing of Xenia, Ohio. Dennis from Hamilton, Ohio. That's win number 5 from only 7 starts. That's a nice freshman campaign.
And, you know, Danny and Chrissy were training this horse at first. He made a couple of breaks. They sent him out to Ronnie to train, and he has raced very well.
Yeah, he recently added Lasix too. I'm sure that's helping as well. 1:52.2 was the final time of the mile after that well-rated pace. You see the fans all over it, sending him off at 1:05. Nowhere near his lifetime mark, though. He's already paced in 51-1 up at Scioto.
Yep. Started him out with an easy one today. It's going to get a little tougher after this. We started him out with the little bunt.
I think we all had 2-1 in the handicapping selections, but we are not going to make enough for dinner money on this particular perfecta.
I think the 50-cent perfecta might be paying about 55 cents.
Yeah, they're going to give you a nickel. Hey, back to the winner's circle. The Sugar Valley Farms winner's circle for the first time today is Danny Noble in Heart of Chewbacca.
Danny, I think we got one more coming to the winner's circle here. They just went together. Sugar Valley Farm winner's circle. Ohio Breeders' Championship, First Division, 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pace. It was a purse of $62,446. Sponsored by Post Printing, timed at 1:52.2. A gate-to-wire effort here. The 2 Heart of Chewbacca. 2-year-old Black Colt by Bring on the Beach out of JT's Chewbacca. She by 4-Star Shark, owned by Dennis Owens of Hamilton, Ohio. Norman Ray Racing LLC of Xenia, Ohio, trained by Ron Burke. Dan Noble does the driving. 7 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds, 1:52.2. And now you can take the picture, Brad. Mom has arrived. Heart of Chewbacca and Danny Noble, home a winner. Sugar Valley Farm winner's circle, 1:52.2, and the 2 Heart of Chewbacca, bred by good friends at Springhaven Farm, Utica, Ohio.
And there are your prices. Heart of Chewbacca, $240, $210, and $210. Laugh Again Hanover, $210 and $210. And Hill Yeah paid $260 to show. Your dollar perfecta 2-1 paid $1.50. 50-cent try, 213, 260. The prices are going to get higher than this.
Yes, they will. But, it's always nice to start off the day with a winner.
Yeah, easy one to start.
All right, let's send things across the racetrack over to Mr. Jason Settlemore. He's at the top of the judges' stand, and he has the official order of finish from this Ohio Breeders' Championship.
Ohio Breeders' Championship belongs to Heart of Chewbacca, returning 240, 210, 210. Second, the 1, and Laugh Again Hanover, returning 210, 210. Third of the 3, Hill Yeah, 260. Dollar perfecta, 2-1, $1.50. 50-cent try, 213, $2.60. Here's the rundown for the first race. The 1, Laugh Again Hanover, 2. The 2, Heart of Chewbacca, the race winner, 1:52.2. The 3, Hill Yeah, 3. The 4, Caviar Sergeant, 5. The 5, Calvin L, 4. And the 6, Take a Stand, 6.
Recheck the rundown, top to bottom. It should
read 213, 5-4, 6 on the bottom. Time of the mile, 1:52 and 2 fifths. So we're rolling right along here on the 75th edition of Little Brown Jug Day. A field of 7 to go post run of the upcoming second race of the Buckeye Stallion Series. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pace, First Division. Win, Play, Show, Perfecta, Trifecta, Superfecta wagering. Field of 7. There are no changes. This time, let's throw it downstairs to one of my favorite girls in all of harness racing. Here's Wendy Ross. Wendy.
Thank you very much, Jason. What a nice way to kick off Jug Day here with driver Danny Noble. Danny, a couple things happened today. This talented colt of yours picked up his 5th win on the year in only 7 starts, but you moved up to the 4th all-time leading driver here at Delaware. How's that feel?
It feels great, Wendy.
You're just going to keep on going, though, right? You're going to move up to 3rd. That's the plan, right?
That's the plan.
So this colt here, an interesting story, a little side note. You had this colt. You broke him. You had him. But you said weren't really getting along with him, so you gave him to trainer Ronnie Burke, and he kind of, it's been ancient history from there, right?
Yeah, it's been quite an education, and Ronnie's done a great job with this colt. I couldn't thank him enough.
The colt looked like a true professional today. Now, I don't know about you, but I was watching the race. I saw that red-hot Dexter Dunn sitting right on your back with the co-favorite, but you didn't seem nervous at all. You knew you had the colt to beat, right?
Yeah, the colt felt better today than he did in the final, and I believe he was a little sick that day, and today he was on his game.
Danny, congratulations. You had your mom in the winner's circle. Are we going to see that cute baby boy today?
Yes, he should be here in about another 30 minutes.
All right, Danny, congratulations.
Thanks.
Winning driver, Danny Noble.
Harness racing is such a family affair, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
And that'll be a fun moment because I've been told, little birdie told me that Danny's been willing to show pictures of young Nash to anyone who is willing to listen, and he's got hundreds of them, I think, in that phone.
And the fair week, a lot of people bring their families.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. All right. Our first time out of the day coming up next. We are underway on Little Brown Jug Day, where Heart of Chewbacca has made the favorite players happy. Dave and I will be right back after this.
Today, the world looks a little different. Between face mask and no in-person events, it seems like we're missing out on everything. Even the Little Brown Jug. We might not be along the track cheering, but the horses are still off and pacing. And Absolute Impressions, the company you have trusted for your Brown Jug merchandise, has your 2020 commemorative apparel. So no matter where you are, you can place your order from your mobile device or computer. Go to littlebrownjug.com and purchase Jug History.
Bow River has been designing Little Brown Jug jewelry for over a quarter of a century. Go to bowriverjewelry.com to see our limited edition 75th anniversary Little Brown Jug pin and 50th anniversary Jugette pin under the Little Brown Jug tab. Browse our Standardbred collection, Equestrian collection, and our expanded Equestrian Bridal collection. bowriverjewelry.com. Original designs and quality you can trust.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
Sugar Valley Farm in Delaware, Ohio is proud to be a part of the sport's rejuvenation in the Buckeye State. Dedicated to providing the best stallions available at any price point. Lather Up, who equaled the all-time record of 146, joins world champion Down by the Seaside. 2009 Pacer of the Year, Well Said. Mr. Wiggles, sire of 2015 Horse of the Year, Wiggle It Jiggle It. And $2 million winning trotter, Creatine. For more, log on to SugarValleyFarmStallions.com.
And we welcome you back to continuing live coverage from the Delaware County Fair. Coming up a little bit later on in early evening, the 75th edition of the greatest American harness race, the Little Brown Jug. Up next, race 2 to complete the early daily double, a Buckeye Stallion Series division for 2-year-old colt and pacers. A couple of shout-outs right off the bat to Sharon McDonald. She's looking for a way to watch up in Ontario, Canada, so we pointed her to the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Facebook page. Hopefully she's a Facebook person. Now here's a question that I don't know the answer to, and this comes from Matthew Richard, watching again from PRM, so I'm assuming that Prairie Meadows maybe. What is the origination for the Little Brown Jug Trophy? Do you know that? You don't know that.
I do not know that.
I don't know that. You don't know that?
Ooh,
Wendy,
I don't know, but that's good. If anyone does, send it in.
I retweeted with quote,
Yeah.
does anybody know?
Good,
so,
very good.
hopefully I won't miss that answer when it comes in. And again,
Roger probably does.
we can wait for Roger. He'll know that too. That's a good point, Drew. Again, we encourage everybody to get in touch with us throughout the afternoon, and there are so many ways to do it. On Twitter, I am at EEDoogie. Wendy is at Wire to Wire Wendy. You can email me at dbrower@playmeadowlands.com, or you can reach out on Facebook, or if you happen to have my phone number, you can send me a text. I'll get to them eventually. We love the interaction with the fans. Give us your best bet. Give us a good betting story. Tell us about your favorite jug memory, because we want to all reminisce a little without the fans here this afternoon. So feel free to reach out. If I don't answer, send it again, because sometimes the in queue gets a little bit clogged. Well, one underway, guys. Early impressions. It looks like it's getting a little bit sunnier out there right off the bat.
Yeah, it's going to heat up, it looks like.
I think it is. Oh, there's the bugle. Race 2, 7 pacers about to step onto the track for this Buckeye Stallion Series division, the 2-year-old colts and geldings.
Stepping to the track for the second race, Buckeye Stallion Series. First division, 2-year-old colt and gelding pace at 1 mile, a purse of $17,500. Offering win, play, show, perfecta, trifecta, superfecta wagering, a field of 7. There are no changes. Being led to the post by the 1, Rockin' in My Shoe, Rockin' My Shoe, owned by Julie Farley of Bradford, Ohio, trained by Mike Paul Hamas, Chris Page. The 2 is Richard Kopp of Hillsdale, Michigan's Imagine It, trained by Kent Wilcox, Tim Tetrick. Brett Miller drives the 3, 3rd edition for James Belyasak of Broadview Heights, Ohio, trained by Steve Carter. The 4 is Hutchinson Harness LLC of North Ridgeville, Ohio's Big Money Mike, trained by Brian Brown with Ronnie Wren Jr. The 5 is Rocket Airway by Miller Racing Stable, Gilbert, Amazing Racing, and Gilbert, they're all of the Buckeye State, trained by Ryan Miller with Kane Kaufman. For the 6, He's a Dickens by Elliot Mishula, Manchester, New Hampshire, trained by Chris Hincliffe with the Buckeye, David Miller. In the 7, Speak Well by L&L Stables, Springfield, Ohio, and William Hart of Carmel, Maine, trained by Clarence Folk, Dexter Dunn in the Sulky. That's the field for the 2nd race, the 1st division of the Buckeye Stallion Series. 2-year-old colt in gelding pace at 1 mile. A purse of $17,500. Offering win, play, show, perfecta, trifecta, superfecta wagering. Field of 7, no changes. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Jason. And we go from one Ohio guy in the first race interview, David Miller, and we're going to grab another Ohio guy suited up with the headset in the back paddock, Mr. Ryan Stahl. First of all, let me apologize to you for the technical difficulties yesterday. You were a trooper back there. You were ready to go. I think we've got you all set up and ready today. It's been a really good Little Brown Jug week for you so far.
Yep, no complaints. Win a couple Monday and come back Tuesday and win a couple. Yesterday not so good, only had a couple in and couldn't keep them trotting, so hopefully today works out a little better.
Well, you're not exactly a super busy guy today. You've only got 3 assignments, and we've already seen one of them go through, but you'll come up in race 11 12. I'll talk about those horses in just a second, but please tell me all about Designer Specs, because we were all so flabbergasted with her amazing performance the other day. She did not look like a 2-year-old to me. She looked like a seasoned, aged, trotting mare.
Yeah, she, maturity-wise, she's well above her age. Last week at Upper Sandusky Fair was the first week I drove her, and Jay and Louise, the owner and trainer, asked me if I'd come over there to drive her to get a feel of her for there and here before the fair final, and it was pretty tough to pass that down.
I would imagine. I would think I would travel anywhere for her. We've seen that before. When was the first time you got to sit behind her? You know, any of the braking or training down?
No, I never seen her actually until Summit County Fair this summer. Jay drove her himself, and she really looked the part. I mean, just a big, strong filly, and just real nice. And last week was the first time I'd sat behind her.
Hey, Ryan, obviously we host the fair final at Northfield on Saturday night, October 10th. Does that Designer Specs have any races between now and then?
No. I think that's the plan. She's going there next.
And, you know, this year, obviously, they staked here pretty, you know, conservatively. Do you think they look for bigger things next year, you know, sire stakes?
I haven't talked to him, but I would have to think that he would stake her a lot more heavy next year after her showings this year.
What was that phone call like when they asked you to go to the Upper Sandusky Fair the first time? Did you have any idea what you were going to be sitting behind?
Yeah, I did. Actually, they had a couple horses racing at Northfield that I drove, TC's Happy Time and stuff, so they asked me one night when I was up there. And but yeah, like I said, Jay and Louise, they live a mile down the road from me, so I always keep an eye on them, and they've done really extremely well the last few years.
Well, that's awesome, because we do like to keep it local, and I'm glad they gave you the assignment. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, coming up a little bit later on today, actually it's part of the one of the guaranteed pick fours today. You're going to sit behind PJ's Legacy for trainer Brian Brown. How often do you get to drive for Brian?
I usually get a couple every year for him. I know a lot of the owners start with Chris and Ronnie on them, and as they go through the summer and choose theirs, I've been fortunate to pick some up and had a lot of luck with them over the last few years.
Now, you had the seat from the rail up at Scioto in that $300,000 OSS final, and things did not go your way. Tell us what happened.
No, I mean, they went real soft fraction. she has tendency to flip her pallet, and nothing that bad, but got away third behind the 2 heavy favorites, and she wasn't that grabby going to the half. But as soon as Brett come first up, well, she just flipped a light switch and just got all rammy, and she choked real bad. And it was to the point I thought she might, fall down, but luckily we got across the wire.
Yeah, we don't want any falling down in any race and any track in any situation. So should we be watching you in the score down today just to see whether she's relaxed or not?
Yeah, I mean, she never 100% relaxed, but hopefully, we're not going to try to get herself in that situation again.
Game plan from post 6?
Like I say, I think we've got to go forward and see how it plays out. Because she's not going to relax going straight back off the gate.
Okay, we will pay attention to that. One race later is your final assignment on the card. You got a bigger long shot, number 5, KB Mack. You do have experience behind this gelding, though. You drove him up at Urbana.
Yeah, I actually drove him the first 2 legs of that in the Buckeye and win both legs. Then at Urbana, got trapped in. He's been really good. I know he's been fighting a virus, and Dan's drove him himself the last few weeks, so hopefully he's got his A game.
How does that conversation go when he hands you the lines here? Is he going to tell you he had a good week or he had a bad week, or what do you think you're going to hear?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to tell me one way or the other how he's feeling, but he leaves it up to me to make the decisions out on the track.
Ryan, of course, you grew up in a harness racing family. Your dad, great Ohio horseman, Lee Stahl. Did you used to come to the jug as a kid too?
Not too much. We'd come down and race during the week, but my father, he was no big crowd guy, so he wanted to get home as soon as possible.
How weird is it this year for you when you drove in that gate off Route 23 here? No fans, no campers, just very limited stuff.
Yeah, it's par for course for this year. I mean, everything's a lot different, but it almost just feels like the matinee they have here every spring.
How did you handle personally the shutdown there? I know you guys are used to racing sometimes multiple tracks in the same day, but you had 3 months of nothing to do.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot different. For years, I mean, we'd race at Northfield 4 or 5 nights a week and always trained in the morning, and to have 3 months, I mean, I was able to get a lot of stuff done on the farm, but
I've heard that from other people.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody's fences are mended.
The grass is mowed, the fences are mended.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, thanks very much, Ryan. Again, I'm glad we got to talk to you here. Have a great rest of Little Brown Jug Day, and we'll see you up the road.
Appreciate it.
All right, Ryan Stahl, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again to him for the time. We love to hear from the Ohio guys, especially on this circuit, and Ryan's one of the good ones.
Yeah, I mean, he grinds out a very good living, and he doesn't get the call Aaron and Ronnie do, but I mean, he still, as a driver and trainer, does quite well.
All right, good for him, and we hope that continues. Race 2, we're going to complete that early daily double here, the Buckeye Stallion Series 2-year-old Colt Pacers. They're going for $17,500.
Buckeye Stallion Series, First Division, 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers. Field of 7. Moving up and moving in. The gates swing to the top of the stretch here at the Delaware County Fair. Here they come. They're all fan pacing and firing away from the middle of the track. There goes Imagine It, getting the first call from the inside. Rockin' My Shoe, 3 high to join the fray. Big Money Mike looks to angle to the pylons in third. Off the turn and traveling down the backside. Third edition has come away in fourth. Fifth there, that's Rockin' Airway, followed by the 2 trailers, Ahiza Dickens and Speak Well. As they roll down the backside, Imagine It finally clear to the front, and off stride on a bad break went the 1 Rockin' My Shoe. The opening quarter was really quick, 26 4/5. Into that far sweeping turn for the first time, and up top of the lead here, Imagine It. Imagine It by a length and a quarter. Big Money Michael now be in the garden spot, racing into third edition is there in third. Fourth, that's Rockin' Airway and Kane Kaufman, half in, half out, passing the stand for the first time, heading on over to the half. Outside racing in fifth, Speak Well was underway, sixth and penned in, he's a Dickens in seventh and trailing the field, back down pacing here, Rockin' My Shoe. Half halfway home, 57 seconds flat. An easy second quarter there, a 30 1/5 as they roll into the payoff half, and up top, Imagine It, and Timmy T leads the way here by a length and a quarter. First over on the rim, Rockin' Airways there second, locked in third, Big Money Mike fourth, and move to the outside to catch that cover. Second over on the outside in fourth, third edition, fifth, that's He's a Dickens, sixth to the outside, Speak Well, and seventh and trailing, Rockin' My Shoe. 3/4 and 1:25 flat. A third panel there in 28 seconds. From the inside, Imagine It looks to have fought off Rockin' Airway, but now sent up on the outside. Rockin' Airway is still coming to him, and now sent 3 high on the outside. Third edition looking for racing room. Big Money Mike with less than a 16th to